Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bianca. Today I'm going to show you some high-end Dollar Tree DIYs for fall. I hope you enjoy them. These are some of my favorites that I've done. So let's get into the video. The first one we're doing is the fall sign, and I just have a Dollar Tree frame, and the peel and stick is kind of like a copper color, so I thought it'd be perfect for fall since I'm trying to incorporate that this year in my fall decor, and that's from Dollar Tree as well. I'm removing everything so that I'm just left with the glass. So now I'm going to add hot glue to the sides to keep the glass in place. I decided to remove the little black hardware pieces because you would be able to see it through the glass. I also added hot glue in the same areas but on top of the glass as well, just so it stays in place better. Okay, so now I'm taking the peel and stick and I want to remove the center of it. So what I'm doing is just using 3 inches of the top of the peel and stick and 3 inches of the bottom, and I will cut the middle out with my scissors. So I'm very carefully cutting as straight as possible on the line. If you have one of those paper slicers, I'm not too sure what they're called, but that would be perfect for this. So now once I cut it, I can remove the center and place it on the side for my next DIY. And now I'm going to add it to the frame on top of the glass because it's already sticky on the opposite side. Lastly, I am using this decal that I made with my Cricut Joy. If you want this exact one, I will link it below. If you don't have a Cricut, you can easily use a stencil, or they also have some decals at Dollar Tree. And I know they're coming out with some of them for fall, so that's another idea. Okay, so this is the first DIY all done. I hope you like this one. It was very easy to make, but still very high-end looking. So let me know if you give this one a try. For this next one, I am making a light up pumpkin stand with these 2 pieces. So I have a Dollar Tree base and it's plastic. And then I just have a little piece of MDF that I had. It's just a scrap piece. So this is how it's gonna go, and I am going to hot glue it, and then I'm gonna go outside and spray paint it with my matte black spray paint. The only reason why I did it this way is just because I wanted a different look besides always using a candle holder, which you can do, but like I said, I wanted a different look. Once it was dry, this is how it looks. I really like the different look of this. I am going to take a piece of Dollar Tree floral foam and stick it inside. I'm just going to measure about how much to cut off, and then I'll put the rest inside of it. To help me out with sticking the ribbon pumpkin on top of this, I'm just sticking a wooden dowel in the center and leaving some sticking up, and if I have to, I will cut some of that off. I have quite a few different ribbons from the Dollar Tree. These have the wired ends, so that helps with forming the pumpkin. I'm showing you all the different ones because there are quite a few different options to choose from. So you don't have to use the black and white buffalo check, but this is the one I'm going to use, and I'm going to start forming some small circles to create that pumpkin look. First, I'm going to cut 4 strips of this, but I do end up going with 6 of them. Once I make the circle, I'm going to tie it off right here. I'm taking 2 pieces of the ribbon, creating circles with them, and tying both of them off with a piece of twine. And I take the other 2 pieces of ribbon and add it to the twine. This is when I decide to add 2 more pieces of ribbon to the pumpkin just to make it look more like one. So guys, what I really wanted to do was grab one of those pumpkin wreath forms from Dollar Tree, but the 2 Dollar Trees that I have near me did not have them. I wanted to use 2 of them and place on top of the stand that I made instead of the ribbon, but since I couldn't find that, I had to improvise and use ribbon. But I do like the buffalo check look, so that is another idea that would look really nice and more high-end. So the pumpkin doesn't look so saggy. I was trying to think of a word to say, but yeah, saggy is a good one. I'm putting more twine on top of the twine I already added in the center, so you'll just see that I'm adding it above and at the bottom of that one. I'm gonna go ahead and add hot glue to the bottom so the floral foam can stay in place. I also trimmed down the dowel so it wasn't so high, and now I'm able to stick the ribbon pumpkin on top, and now I'm just kind of forming it to the way I want it to look. I took a stem from a different pumpkin and added it to the top. First, I wanted to add some greenery, so I have a long garland piece of eucalyptus from Amazon, and my Amazon stuff is always linked below in my Amazon store, so if you want to check that out. I just cut off a couple of pieces, or I think 3 pieces, and added it to the floral foam underneath the pumpkin. I'm looking at this while I'm editing it, and it looks so pretty with just the greenery alone, so you don't have to add all of the stuff that I'm adding. But I just wanted it to be full. So even the greenery alone or the greenery with lights, you know, it's up to you. So right here, I'm adding a couple of pumpkin picks that I had last year from Walmart. And I'm just trying to figure out how to stick them in the floral foam, and that way it's not sagging the ribbon as well. I'm adding a couple of Dollar Tree leaf lights. One of them is leaf lights and the other one is pumpkin lights that I just picked up from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna stick the battery pack at the bottom inside where the floral foam is at, and then arrange them around the florals and the pumpkins. I always save the little leaves that go on top of the LED lights because sometimes they do come off. So if you have a couple of them that are off like I do, you can just pop them back on there. So here you have it. I hope you like this one. You can get really creative with and use the wreath forms if you find them, or a different type of ribbon, different pumpkins, and all of that. So this one you can get really creative with. For this last one, I'm using this Dollar Tree pumpkin. I'm only going to remove the little ribbon at the top because you can see it on the opposite side. So I'm using this side, that way I don't have to remove all of that other stuff. And I'm going to just take off the sticker. I already had the glove on because I was going to start painting the pumpkin, but I realized I can go ahead and figure out how big I need this little piece of the peel and stick. This is the scrap piece that was left from the first DIY. So I just kind of folded it where it needs to be at, and now I'm going to cut that off and set it to the side. Now I'm going to take my matte black apple barrel paint and paint the whole side of this pumpkin, and then also the little stand that's brown. I'm going to add Hello Pumpkin on here with my Cricut Joy. Remember, it will be linked below if you want to use this, but you can also use whatever you have. If you have some letter stickers, poster stickers, you know, whatever you have on hand, you can use. So I'm going to put that on here, and that will be it for this DIY. I'm not sure what happened to the footage of me adding the pumpkin word, but it was the exact same thing of how I added the hello part. So here we have it. I didn't put anything at the top where the stem is at because I didn't want to defeat the purpose of the high-end look, but you could if you want to. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed these DIYs. Give me a big thumbs up if you did. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.